Probably the biggest influence for me was just simply going to college. I'm the oldest of 5 kids. My father was a poor boy who had just retired from the military. My mom was an immigrant from Japan, and no one in our family on either side had ever gone to college. So to be on a university campus was a mind-blowing experience for me. It just opened up an entire world, a way of looking at learning that was different than I had experienced until then. I went to the University of Oregon. I went to the School of Journalism. There was one professor, his name was Roy Paul Nelson, who I took a class from, and he looked at me and said, you know, you really ought to maybe think about going into television. And until then I thought that I was going to be a newspaper reporter, and he kept talking about this, and I kept saying, no, I can't imagine going into television because it's such a temporal thing. I mean, it comes, it goes, who knows if it had any impact. And he kept saying, but you know, I think you should understand this is something that's really going to grow, and video is going to become so important, and I think you would be particularly good at it. I think of these individuals who were my professors and my teaching assistants and even my fellow classmates, and I could see in each one something that I needed to learn, and I opened myself to that and allowed them to mentor me in that manner. I think that people really love to talk about how they became a success. If you have had even a modicum of success in the field that you're in, and you want the world to thrive in the future, then you need to express an openness to young people who have an interest in what you do and want to do what you do. I mentor several people, and they have done well, and I'm happy about that. But it's a constant process, you know. I think oftentimes when you're mentoring, you actually gain a lot when you mentor, learning, thinking about the questions that you hadn't thought of in a while. Education is critical to the future of the world. It is ignorance that pulls civilization down. It pulls down freedom, it pulls down opportunity, it pulls down economic development, it pulls down hope. So education is key, and it's needed everywhere. I think it is one of the great travesties for this country and probably virtually every other one that some of the greatest, brightest, most important minds don't have a chance to be educated. That there is a resource deficit for our nation and others as a result.